Uh, ba. Let's see here. Yo. Good deal. UFC 251 is coming up this Saturday. Gilbert Burns tested positive for coronavirus, so he will not be fighting Kamaru Usman in the main event. Instead, on 6 days' notice, George Masvidal steps in. Also this week, Pedro Munoz came down with coronavirus. He was supposed to fight Frankie Edgar on the Wednesday card that we're predicting right now. So hopefully they look for a replacement for him. It's actually been, since I did this, I think maybe one or two fights that were booked for the 15th. August 8th. Jimmy Rivera, Cody Stanman was also added to July 15th. That one we didn't include in here. And that's it. Everything else I included. So I wouldn't jump right into it. I just put Lerone Murphy and Ricardo Lamas in the main card strictly to fill a spot so that, it just wasn't three fights on the main card I was sitting here talking about. But Lerone Murphy, 8-0-1. His UFC debut was a draw to Zabura Tukrov. He's 5 out of 8 of his wins via TKO or knockout. He's 8-0 on the English regional scene. Not that much UFC experience though. Where Ramos is 14-2, 5-1 in the UFC. His only UFC loss was to Saad Nurmagomedov via TKO, which is, of course, Murphy's strong suit. 7 out of 14 of Ramos's wins via submission. So a little bit of a contradicting stylistic matchups here. I think it just comes down to, is the young, hungry kid going to win? Or can Ricardo show him that the a little bit more experience is going to notch him out to a win? I think it's going to be Lerone Murphy's stand-up, quick first-round knockout there. The next fight, Chris Fishgold, Jared Gordon, is very, very, very good fight. I would be surprised if this wasn't one of the, Dana White does before the fight. He does watch out for this fight and this fight. This is going to be one of those fights. Chris Fishgold, 18-3-1, 13 out of 18 of his wins via submission. He's 1-2 in the UFC though, so he could be fighting for his job. He's got losses to Calvin Kattar and Makawan Marikani. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Gordon, however, is a brown belt under John Danaher in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So just one step alone, a way more notable coach. He's 15-4 with all 4 losses via TKO. He's 3-3 in the UFC. Those losses are to Charles Oliveira, Joaquim Silva, and Carlos Diego Ferreira. Charles Oliveira and Diego Ferreira both top level of that division. Joaquim Silva might be on the up and coming. Gordon has wins over Hakan Diaz and Dan Moret. 6 knockouts, 2 submission wins out of his 15 wins. I think he's going to do a great job of keeping the fight standing, and Jared Gordon is going to be able to outstrike Chris Fishgold to a decision win, I'm going to want to say. I could see a second or third round TKO, but I'm going to go with decision win there. Abdul Razak Al-Hassan making his UFC return against Moiner Laziz. Al-Hassan is black belt in judo, 10-1. His only loss was a decision loss to Amari Akhmedov in 2017. He's 4-1 in the UFC. He's got wins over Charlie Ward, Spot Mahamasi, and TKO win over Nico Price, which was in September of 2018. His last fight, he ran into some legal troubles, so he's been out for a little less than 2 years. Um, he's got 10 wins via TKO or knockout, so 100% TKO or knockout rate in his wins. He's going against Larez, 9-1 in local Abu Dhabi fight organizations. His one kind of big, I would say, organization he fought for was Brave CF or Brave FC or whatever. That was at Brave FC 16, where he lost to Eldarov. So I don't really think this guy's ready for high level competition, but they picked a great guy for him to go against because Al Hassan hasn't fought in, like I said, nearly 2 years. What's he going to look like when he comes back? Where has he been training? There's a lot of questions to be answered for him. I just think that skill set wise, where Al Hassan left off, is far, far, far in front of where Liez or whatever his name is. So I'm probably going to go TKO by Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Even though I heard some bad things about him. Hey, a fighter's a fighter, right? Kelvin Kattar-Ige. Kattar 21-4. Last fight was TKO win over Jeremy Stevens at UFC 249, May 9th of this year. One of the first fights back from the coronavirus bullshit. He's never been knocked out. He's only been submitted once. That was in his fourth pro fight. He's 5-2 in the UFC. His only two losses are to Hanato Moicano and Zabit Magomed Sharipov. His wins include Andre Fili, Shane Burgos, Chris Fishgold, Ricardo Lamas, and of course his most recent fight against Jeremy Stevens. Dan Ainge is 14-2. Both his losses are via decision to Tashiki Nagasaki in his third pro fight, and then Julio Arce in his UFC debut. He's on a 6-fight winning streak right now, winning with his last fight. His last fight was a decision win over Edson Barbosa May 16th, so a week after Kattar's last fight. Somewhat quick turnarounds for both fighters. I got Kelvin Kattar being able to outbox Dan Ainge for however long the fight lasts, and I think maybe third, fourth round TKO would be a smart bet there. Also on the card, like we said, Jimmy Rivera, Cody Stamann. That's also going to be a great fight. At bantamweight, Molly McCann versus Taylor Santos, John Phillips versus Dusko Torodovic, Tim Elliott versus Ryan Benoit, Diana Belbita versus Lena Joja, Modestas Buscas versus Andres Michelindis, Jack Shore versus Aaron Phillips, and then hopefully we'll see Frankie Edgar be able to get back on the card. He's been trying to make his 135 debut for I think the past 2-3 fights for his 135-pound debut have been canceled. So hopefully he finally gets it, and that's on Wednesday. So the reason we're predicting this card today is because we're not doing a prediction card next week. It's completely a fight companion on Wednesday for this card, where on that card we will be picking next Saturday's events, which I believe is Verdum versus Gustafson. Maybe. Let's see. What's the UFC events? It is Stevenson Fiego versus Joey Benavidez, too. Jack Manson, Calvin Gaslam, Mark DeCasey, Rafael Fizev, Alejandro Pantoja, Askarov. Let's see, who else? Brett Johns, Montel Jackson, Davey Ramos versus Arman Tuscaran, Sergey Spivak versus Carlos Felipe. Great fights on that card, too. I wonder what's the card I'm thinking about. Whitaker Till, possibly. 25th. Yeah, Shogun versus Nogueira. Oliveira versus Sobrat for Doom Gustafson. Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of, right? That's the 25th. So Wednesday, fight companion, and well, what I said for Usman Burns was that Usman was going to win a decision probably, and I think that would be the smarter bet. A lot smarter to bet Usman versus that. It just I don't know for some reason I just get a feeling Masvidal is going to knock him out. I get that weird gut feeling where like you know you hate to speculate on things, but you just see little things that happen and you think you know underdog shit only happens every once in a while. You know this could be one of those moments. Just give you this feeling, but I'm gonna when I put my picks out, I'm gonna say Roy Masvidal just because I one I want him to win, and two it's just that feeling, you know. But it would be very smart to put a decision win down for Usman because it's very possible. Who knows what would have happened um, if Ben Askren was able to get him to the ground? But yes, I do think I think he's capable of it. Now, will he get it before he gets taken down and Usman starts wearing on him and wearing on him and wearing on him? I don't know. I don't know. Um, but Colby better hope he loses. I know. I think you're a Colby Covington fan, but he hopes that fucking Masvidal loses because it makes him look better. We'll see though. Holly Holm versus Aldana. Where is the fucking Stipe fight? 252, August 15th. Sick. But yeah, Greg, I'm out tonight, but next Wednesday we'll be back. Check out the fresh Yankee shirt. Next Wednesday we'll be back. We'll be doing the fight companion for the fights on Wednesday on the 15th. See you guys on Wednesday. Till then, send me some barbecue.